Welcome back to Automation Empire, and we have obviously our two factories from last episode, and I did get some comments from last episode. Thanks very much to everyone who actually corrected me or figured out how the claw train works. We'll come on to that in a second. To get started with the rest of the episode, we're going to want to head towards, in the unlocks, we want to head towards the combiner, which is here, this area. We need to get to 6,000, is that? 6,000 kilograms or 6 tons that we're exporting for a 3-month period. That seems like a very, very small amount compared to the amount of trucks that come in here. I've got a feeling that figure's off. Trucks can really carry quite a lot of stuff, and we're definitely shipping more than that if you go by the size of a truck. Anyway, aside from inconsistencies like in certain other games that we play, we're gonna have to deal with this. We want to unlock this to basically combine iron and coal, and then we'll get steel plates out of it. So to get that going, we're going to need to get, well, first of all, 500,000 research points, and we currently have 7,000. Yeah, so that's going to take a little while, so let's just claim some of those. There, we're up to 90,000, and that can continue to be consumed while we work on other stuff. In the meantime, claw trains. Remember I was talking about this? And I couldn't figure out how you actually get something from inside a factory to outside a factory, and it's obvious in retrospect, but thanks very much to the commenters who did say, hey, yeah, you kind of need to add a door, but a door to the upper level. Okay, so doorways up here. And I just hadn't even assumed that that was even possible, let alone that we could just do it like that. But yeah, it is. So we are then able to then make a claw train track. And apparently they are much, much faster than our little tiny robots here. So we're going to want to probably grab stuff from this end of the of this zone, the unload station, and then take it outside. And then from outside we can do something along the lines of go to this truck stop, and then this one, maybe across and then back down. We'll find an efficient path later, but for now I'm just trying to see if it's easy enough to actually create them. Drop off stop, so yeah, there's a load unload station below it. Yeah, so this is, yeah, I want an actual truck. Yeah, truck loader. We can't get a truck loader yet. Is that another research item? Crate gate. Use this device to block a crate. No, I want a truck loader. Really? Really? Well, I guess it's 150,000. Okay, we just need coal and iron, so that should be doable. I can unlock this as soon as I get to 150,000, and then we'll get to the truck loader with another 150,000. So before we do the combiner, I think I want this kind of approach. Anyway, speaking of that, we just want to go and get a claw train track, and let's see if this actually will connect. So yep, it will go outside. Good. And then maybe we can go this way. Yeah, so that seems like something we can do. Not sure, however, how it's going to cope with that truck station just yet. We don't have anything for it, so we'll have to maybe think about that. But on the inside, we'll just set up everything here, something like that, and then, well, that should be pretty good. And there's 2 different height levels, but we're not concerned with that. Just different kinds of track. Run ramps between the levels, basically. So then we want to pick up a stop, basically, onto here somewhere. So we can probably choose here. Okay, and that's where it will start to pick up stuff. If it had anywhere to drop it off, I would imagine. We need a claw, though. Can I just click on this and then choose a claw? Add a claw. Yes. There we go. So just like the minecart, we can pick up stuff from here. Assuming that, well, there we go. It's grabbed it. And it has got nowhere to go now. Okay. So we may want to shorten this to actually just pick up from a limited space. We should be able to pick up pretty fast once that's going. But for right now, let's remove that, and you can just leave that alone until we've got the technology unlocked. So for the meantime, we are going to need that extra technology. And how fast are we actually generating points now? 9,000. So it's not going to be very long at all. It's going to be another couple of minutes. So I'm going to skip forwards off camera until we can buy that first upgrade, and then we can jump to the second one. This higher track, by the way, if I haven't already mentioned why I've used the higher mine tracks, apparently it's faster if you go onto the higher level tracks. So that's something we may have to consider as and when we're building tracks around all over the place. This is just like a test track for now, obviously, but later on we will see about that. The other thing I wanted to have a look in here was waterworks over here on the right hand side. You need 11,000 kilograms shipped to do it, unfortunately, and 600,000, but that allows for basically connecting a water system to all kinds of machines, presumably all the farming side of things and stuff like that. So I'm going to need to skip forwards a little bit, and I'll see you shortly. Now, while that process is ongoing, I actually want to improve this shipping stuff out to this factory. You can see here, I've just cleared up the belt a little bit, just so everything's a little bit nicer. I guess we could clear it up a little bit more, just by setting stuff, you know, sort of left there and then around that way and going back. But it doesn't really much matter because I don't really have much space for anything else. You know, I could obviously put... No, in fact, well, technically I could put other things on there. Yeah, so there's a couple of ways I could do this. One is to put a container outside and have this container and this container linked by a long train of minecarts. I.e., the minecarts let us transport quite a lot of goods at once. You can see I've got 3 on at the moment. One's never emptied because there's only 2 inputs on the inside. But if we had a 3 sort of, or even a 4 nozzle area outside, or not even need to be nozzles, it would just need to be points that the tracks would pass, and they would unload. The travel time then is minimized because you've got quite a lot of stuff on the train at once, and you minimize sort of like the speeding up and slowing down, acceleration, deceleration, braking, etc. All that kind of stuff is minimized because you're dealing with a lot more at once, and hence you're moving a lot of more stuff around. If we did it that way, then what we'd probably want to do is feed stuff into here. You could even be a short mine track. You know, it just needs to be something that feeds the stuff quite quickly between the container and the obviously the crate makers. The other option is just to try and just put more stuff in here, more combiners, well, more crate makers. And you see these active crates, that's the number of crates that are out somewhere in this network. They've not been sold yet, they've not disappeared out of this truck, and you can see that we're getting 2/3 of each of them are out somewhere, okay? And similarly out here you can see that there are the drones, the droid robot guys. They're pretty much filling the trucks as you know, as fast as they come in. So we're probably going to just need to quickly add maybe some more truck points. Whoops. More truck points, and let's just accept both coal, none, iron and coal, and we'll set these to medium priority, and we'll do the, can we do like a shift right click and a shift left click? No, I missed that so much from Factorio. So let's just turn both of those on, and when they've stopped filling these, they'll come down here. Now what my sort of longer term plan is to maybe have a 3rd factory here that is for the combined iron and coal eventually, but that's something we're gonna have to think about later. For the moment, we're just gonna have some more truck stops, and hopefully some more will get filled depending on how many robots we've got. So for the meantime, because I don't have how much power have we got? Yeah, we've got enough power. I can add more robots to fill up more trucks still. That's an option. We have some points over here, some resource points. And there's yet more over that side that we could go and you know, reproduce this whole setup. I've also got 1 research plant over here. Everything else is just from these 2. So we've got another 2 sets of points here. So we could technically double what we currently have. You can see right now, however, I think we're consuming faster than we're actually able to supply from those mines, which is good. Yeah, so I have to play around with this a little bit more. I'm going to see which sort of solution works best, and we'll come back once we get there. Now, while our research stations are creating points, and that's good for us, what they're not currently doing is providing specific kinds of resource. The only thing they're actually doing right now is consuming coal ore. Now, that's okay for research points, but it's not okay as far as unlocking each of these things are concerned. You have to actually supply certain things, coal and iron. That's not coal ore, that's actually the finished product, the stuff that comes out of these. So if we're going to have a research station of some kind, basically to unlock all of these, we're going to want basically stuff that creates those in the first place. So we either need to feed some more out from here and have like a medium priority sort of output. That's a possibility, but they're currently in crates, which isn't quite ideal for dumping them in the station. I guess we could create a load point, I suppose, but then they would have to be fed into a station. So yeah, how is that going to actually work? How do we actually load from an unload station on a crate into something else? Something we have to figure out, because we need to probably do the same thing for steel plates, and of course that's via a combiner. So let's get started with that. First of all, let's just claim the points for this, and we're just going to sell it. Get rid of that. And then from here, we can't just pipe things from a container straight into a research station after passing through a refiner. They don't accept. It's like a puzzle. You can't actually just combine things like that. You have to first transform them into crates. So if we're going to do that, what we're going to do is first of all make a crate maker, just like what we have originally. And there's our crate maker, and that will work just fine connected to a container like this. And it is going to output onto some kind of station. Now from here, I can probably just go straight to a step conveyor, I would have thought. Let's just give it a try. Will you let me just know? Maybe you need to be a... I would have thought that would have worked. Must be built inside. Oh, that's why. Yeah. So, maybe... maybe. Do we want this inside an actual factory? Hard to actually build them, but okay, let's think about this. Load station. I want to pick up crates, so yeah, let's just put it there. And have a couple. And there's our coal ore, just as we got before. And from here, we want to transfer that probably inside a factory. But let's just see if we can actually get this to work otherwise, first of all. Can we actually get any sort of setup here with our... Not our claws, but with the... oh, what are they called? The other thing that picks things up, the transfer claw. Can they be built outside? No, you have to be built inside. That's annoying. That's so annoying. Right, so we're going to have to transport via minecart. Okay, slightly annoying, has to be said. Can we actually get, I think we're just going to connect directly with our previous set of setup. So we're just going to get, where are they, the rail things, containers, there we go. So we're going to basically create one of these. I'm going to drop it down, and that's going to go onto minecart tracks, which is going to go into a small building. So let's just build that building to get started with, and let's see if we can actually get this setup working. So for now, I'm just going to make it quite a small building, and we're going to make it quite close. Yeah, let's make it very similar to the size of these, in fact. So let's just make it quite close there. And we'll just have, I don't know, maybe a rail car going in, but we need to probably have a door for that. So let's just put doors along one side so I can choose wherever I want to put this. Okay, and then we'll have the rail going in. Rail is also another bit of a problem with, well, not rail, but minecart track is a bit of a problem in that you can only turn on certain radius sort of levels, so you have to be a little bit careful about actually positioning that when it comes in here. But let's just get it all the way over here. So we have a very similar setup as we've had before. We're now going to want to just dump stuff back again, so we're going to have to go back, and I will remember where these are eventually. So like that, and like that. Get the idea, same as before. And then we're going to make crates just as we did before. This time, however, we're going to do a little bit different kind of approach. What we really want is just to go from crates into refiners, and from refiners straight to wherever our research station is. So is that the right side? It is the right side. Okay, and we will need power, so I'll need to just connect up some power lines like that. Yep, that's power. And then we just want to get some minecarts going. So let's just add a couple of, well, just one minecart actually. That won't unload. Let's just get that going. And while that's going, we're going to have a refiner just as we've done before. So we'll just set up the similar kind of unload station, I think. Yeah. And then, or no, we can just go with a step conveyor actually. Step conveyor. And then we'll just go with one of these. That'll move it this way. And then the step conveyor can go the rest of the way. Going that way, just as we did before. Should we make it exactly the same as before, in fact? I think we shall. Yep, and just one going this way. Okay. Now we can just go straight onto our refiners. And go and produce everything we need. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, that's not the right place, is it? Nope. Let's get those back. We need to place the other things first. These. So transfer clause. That's better. There we go. And then we know exactly where to put the other machines. So they can go in. And they have to be one off this because we need like basically a load point. So another step conveyor. There we are. Okay. And then we can just feed in the step conveyors. There we go. Okay, so we should get coal out of these. Or we can switch the inputs. We'll be able to switch the inputs by pulling them from over here. In fact, this is this iron or coal? I did say coal, didn't I? It's not coal. It's oh, it is coal. Okay, where's the iron then? Is that iron? Let's just grab you. Mining rig. That's coal. Okay. It's also coal. Is there only this point? Oh, it must be over there. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, so if we want iron, we'll have to transport it from over there or from here and switch it to over there. It doesn't really much matter. So off we go, and then we can just basically take this and then take it to a research station. So the research stations, you can load into them. What I think they're going to be, however, I think they have to be outside. Well, I'm hoping, given the size, they have to be outside. Can they be built inside? No, must be built outside. So must have another research dome in proximity. What happens when the first one is made then? That's odd, but okay, we can still do it. In fact, what we can probably do is just feed it straight back into this one, and we can cut this off right there. Yeah, we can claim all its points, and then we can think about feeding the stuff back out, which is kind of handy. So let's just get another doorway. Doors, 1, 2 there. And we'll need to do the same thing on the other side. This time, however, we're going to do the thing in reverse. So now we're going to get our transport to basically feed into this side. Okay. And then we're going to have another rail cart going, or mine cart going this way into here. I may not even need to go that far, actually. Let's just go to there. And then you get the idea. We're going to need to basically dump stuff onto that minecart that we have. This minecart from wherever, basically. So from here, out of here, we're going to get some coal. Alright, shall we see if this works? I know it looks a little bit crazy. Just bear with me. It may actually still be crazy, but let's see if this actually works first of all. Not minecart. What am I thinking? I want the step conveyors. So let's just get those. Okay, so that should be feeding resources. Okay, and it's emptying, and it's going in here, but it's not going anywhere. So I'm going to need to make it go somewhere. What about an unload station? Empty crates which reach the end get destroyed. Can you actually? Whoops! Didn't mean to do that. Let me just get that going back here. Yeah. Can you actually pick this up off an unload station? I wonder. Let's just grab that. Yes. So. Integrates which reach the end get destroyed. No, doesn't interact with transfer tubes. So what I'm actually going to need to do is just have a step conveyor here. Okay, and then have it go left. And then on the left, we basically have an unload station, which is going to go this way. I think. Or, in fact, hang on. I can just create an unload station that way. And it basically gets destroyed. Cool. So I don't need to do anything else. That's going to gradually start filling up with coal. Good. And then this needs to basically provide it to that, which is going to go over here, which hopefully should be, well, are you unloading? Let me just actually get rid of you for a second. Yeah, I think it's one too close. I think we actually need to have a pipe there. Transfer tube. As you see, I have one here connecting this. And then from the transfer tube, we just need basically one of these. Or not. I would have thought that would have been connected. Maybe not. And let me sort that one out. Transfer tubes don't connect to transfer tubes. Well, I guess that should be working then. Or maybe it's just blocked because I've got other stuff in there. Yeah, let me just get rid of you. Oh, and everything's shut down. Put that back. And let me just put it somewhere else. Because it may have been blocked with the other resource. It previously had coal ore in there. We don't want that anymore. So let's just put this here. Like that. And then we'll just grab our tube again. And hopefully now you will basically dump. Yep, that's looking like it's going to work, which means we just need some power. And now this should be taking in coal. So that's our new research station. It is already filled with coal. And we could probably do the same thing. If we could unload onto trucks, basically, directly via this kind of method, that would work. But it's probably how we're also going to need to change our factories over here, these two, to basically combine things. So if we have our factory, and this is identical to the ones over here, see these are all 6 as well. If we can just change out this end, and basically have them both providing their outputs onto a minecart. We'll probably move the roads at that point. So the roads, I don't know, maybe we send them like this corner or something like that kind of line, wherever we decide to put them. But we just replace the outputs here with a container and a rail, which will then take our refined stuff out to a combining factory. And thus, in this case, we'd probably want to send them out around to the left and then back in over here somewhere, something like that. Maybe that'll do. How many research points have we got so far? Yes, we've got 3 coal, so that does mean that we should be getting towards doing this. That's not that one, that's that one. Maybe I need iron first? Yeah, it should presumably take this up when I actually click unlock, but I can't click unlock yet, so I guess I've got more stuff to go. Maybe I'll have to switch it to iron first of all. The switch to iron shouldn't actually be that bad because this is just the input here. So if we just set up another very, very simple setup wherever we have some spare iron, like for example over here, we can do exactly the same thing. So let's just actually make sure we've got that. So we're probably going to use the iron anyway, so we may as well set it up. So 1, 2, and 3, and then let's just connect everything with power. So is there a point where all 3 will connect? Yes, there is. Good. And let's just send the power connections over here. Ooh, I can't put it on that side of the road. Okay, there we go. All right, so all 3 of those should start pumping. They are good. And we're going to want to... I'm actually going to need to move that because I want to make sure I can get a rail out of these quite easily. So I'm just going to send it around the back. If I can send it around the back. I'm not sure why it won't let me... Why won't you let me put these wherever I want? There we go. Okay, so the back aren't actually obstructed anymore, and then we can try and get stuff out of them, basically, just like we've done before. I've already set those up before, so I'm not going to show you that on camera. Okay, so I built that mine. It's off down here. You can see that I've got this huge, long minecart track, which has got no power sort of to that mine just yet. But over here we should have... So over here I should be able to transport what is effectively iron ore. And we can add a couple of carts. And that will work, or should work. Yep. And they're going to come all the way over here. They should start speeding up as they come around onto this track. And they come all the way back down here, and nothing much will happen to them right now. So what I'm going to do is just remove this track and this track. And then I'm going to link these 2 back together. So I'm going to go and put, well, that might have a bit of a problem. Let me just remove that cart for a second. And then we're just going to then put this here, like that. Oh, look at that for timing. Okay, so in this should come in here, and this should start switching over. Well, once these empty, it should switch over into basically making iron. So right now there's coal. One thing to note here, this station, make sure you turn destroy all crates on, not just empty ones, because if this gets full, they won't empty, this won't destroy them, and the whole line will back up, and then this will empty slowly but never resume, because it'll get stuck right here. It doesn't seem to detect a crate underneath it, even though it's blocked from going any further. So that's, well, in fact, it's going to be blocked by a crate on this point right here. So yeah, we want to turn destroy all crates on. You can see over here we've got 35 coal we can bank, as well as our research points. So let's just bank that. Okay, and then I've got another research station here that will be able to do pretty much the same thing. You see, it's already picking stuff up. Yep, coal. And do we now, or can we then see? Yep, see, it's in our bank available here for the combiner, but it's also going to be available down here as well. So we already have the ability to do that, or nearly. We need 4,000. This just needs 3,000, but needs iron first of all. So that minecart, that's... oh, in fact, no, it has deposited some. So we should start seeing iron. Are you iron? Can't really tell, but we should be able to see on the other side. Now, the problem is it's going to get to here, and it's not going to be able to deposit into here until this one is entirely exhausted. So what we're going to just do is over here, we are going to just put the extra minecart track. There we go. And in fact, we don't need that last one. If it can't deposit into this one, it's going to go into this one. And then the whole thing should slowly switch over to iron. In fact, yeah, it already has switched over to iron, but this needs to empty right first. So what I'm going to do is just stop the whole thing from actually destroying valuable iron just by removing that right now, and wait for that to do. In fact, we could destroy the contents, couldn't we? Yeah, let's just destroy the contents. Bye-bye. I probably shouldn't have done that, but hey, there we go. So iron should now be going in. Contains iron. Good. And this one's still going to have coal. So this one's still going to have coal. Yes. So we're going to have to get rid of that. So we're going to have to get rid of one of them. Let's get rid of you. And put you back. You should now transfer across into research points, but with iron instead of coal. And then what we might think about on the inside here, well, we should be fine as long as we're able to transport stuff. So what I think I should probably do on this one, because this track is so very long, either pull it from over there, but that's really depleted at the moment because we're just processing it. If we're going to pull it from over here, we probably want basically a longer train. So if we get a minecart over here, and let's optimize this a little bit. So we're going to have, you know, something like that. Okay. And we're going to have lots more carts. There they go. And then we're going to need to unload at this end and then have like a micro track basically unloading into the factory. Can we actually... yeah, what we can probably do... this is going to break things, but don't care. If I just get rid of all this for a second, just go back here a little bit. Yeah, like that. And all the way down here. Okay, and now we're just going to have basically an unloading station over here. So I'm going to get a cart track together, and we're going to bring this down. Oh, we need to go into level 2, don't we? Yeah, level 2. Do I want it here? I sort of do want it here. Let me just put it here for now. We'll just realign everything later. So 1 there. Then we want a level 2 to level 1. Okay, and now we just want level 1. Okay, and then we're going to have a container of some sort. So we're going to need somewhere to unload this. So we're going to be just picking up from here. Only connect to straight track. This is a straight track. Okay, like that maybe. Maybe, oh, we can't do 3 because we're going to get 2 to a container. Large container, and of course I'll put that off by 1. That needs to go a little bit further along. Okay, and this track should be loading. And then the rest of the track should be quite short, but it's basically exactly the opposite. You're going on this side, or even this side, to be honest. If we can manage it, if we can get the track to turn around in that space, and can we get the track to turn? Probably not. Can we go the other way? Well, yes, but we'll have to go. Oh, that's annoying. It's very annoying. Can we go this way? If I put the track right there, can I actually get that to turn and turn back again? I can. Good. Good. And then we'll do exactly the same down here. Whoops. And then we'll have to go back onto ourselves like that. Oh, that's annoying. That's always the problem that you get. Okay, so we have to just turn 1 further back. There we go. And then everything else should be able to turn in time on the other side. Hopefully. Yeah, I can shorten that later, but that's fine for that. And then we just sell both of these. Pick up this one to basically dump. Okay, And now we can sell the rest of this track. Get our final track in place just by going to level 3. And... whoops. Oh! Why wouldn't you let me buy there? Okay, now that's connected. Okay, so now we should have basically a mass unload. I may not have enough sort of unload capacity there, but if I just experimentally add some more carts, 8 carts, that doesn't look like I've got enough room at this side, and that's a full train now, but this should be moving quite fast as it goes. Yeah, so we're transporting, I think it's 4 crates per one of those, so it's like 32 crates at once we're actually transporting, and it should go into here. Let's see if we have enough room. Well, I need to take off some carts because I think I've just run out otherwise. So off it goes. Okay, 1 and... yeah, okay, so I'm going to have to reduce it by 1. So 7 times 4, obviously 28, and 28, there it goes. So we just then need a couple of minecarts on this track, and this should transport the rest into our factory. It's the slow one, but it's transporting from a much closer location. Everything else is pretty much done at that point. We just have to wait. Ooh, these have got both in. How's it got coal? Unless it had some coal left over, but it's good news that it can actually load both of them, so I don't have to actually destroy them all the time. But we do have to wait for the research points to build up before I can actually claim this. This one's about to be claimable, but of course we want a lot more iron than that. So yeah, this should now start up again. And yes, we can use that same technique of having a run of rail after our unload points to be able to let them reverse, just like this, and they'll come back down once they fill up. And inside the factory, we'll do the same thing where they have this area where they can just turn around and make sure everything is unloaded. I'm not sure if we can just basically create loops as well, so I haven't really done that so far. That's something we'll need to investigate. I just don't have enough room to really maneuver around the factory at the moment. Whenever we rebuild stuff, we'll try loops, and that should just let them exit out of the factory again and go back and then go around. So they're continually going in one direction, if that makes sense. That's should be a little bit nicer as well. Anyway, so we can do that same approach over here in these 2 factories, but because these are already pretty much emptying or close to emptying these, and we can't really improve the output of these at all, so at least not at the moment. So we don't really need them to go any faster than they are right now. You can see this one is nicely full with full of iron ore, and our research is now ready. 24 claim, 17 is ready to claim as well, so or nearly ready to claim. So I actually need 25, and that's 25. So we can now unlock the crate gate, and then we should be able to unlock this. We need 100 more kilograms shipped. Okay, so we need to basically output more stuff. Now, the other option is here, what I could do is, well, obviously I'm going to get some more of that. That's fine. What I could do is just divert these, because these are basically iron at this point, and we can send more of it back over here to be dumped onto trucks if we wanted to. That's the other option. Not sure where we're going to actually do that just yet. I'll just leave it alone for a couple of minutes, and let's see where we stand. Yep, you can do loops just fine. I did this just to test the concept. It just is going to go around in a circle. Because these are all running at constant speed, you can use this as a kind of timing mechanism to basically slow things down so you don't consume all of the resources. And you'll see here I've got this buffer tank, or buffer container. It's coming straight out from here on a really short trip. And then we've got another train that's going to come through here in a second. And it'll basically empty pretty much this thing every time it goes past. 2, 3, and maybe 4. Yep, 4. All 4 will fit. And that's going to go back down here, where it's going to go down to these crate movers, where they will be picked up by our dutiful little robots. And of course, it looks like we need more robots because they aren't loading trucks fast enough. So, do we have enough robots? Can we build any more? Or are they just going to be... no, we're going to need more drone bays. Fine, 1 more drone bay it is. And let's just build another 4 drones. And let's see if they can do their jobs. Okay, do we have enough to unlock our research? We do not just yet, so that's probably going to come in the next episode now. I've got pretty much all the spots apart from this one right here already hooked up to our system somewhere. So this is pretty much, or should be, all we need to get this next thing unlocked and hopefully load our trucks faster. And there we go. our weight goal has actually been hit, so we can then, and I've also increased the truck decreased the truck delay, so they're coming in quite fast now. And our drones, I ended up adding a couple more drone bays just to keep those happy while we were trying to unlock stuff. So this means I can now unlock this truck loader, which means I can hopefully then unlock basically go for a truck. That's not the right one. The truck loader built onto a road. There we are. So it looks like we can actually put it right there once there's no drones there. Okay, and it looks like it has what, one input, one output. Okay, so can we actually just sell this? And then maybe then it has to go on a circuit rather than going in a loop for this thing. So we're gonna have to basically put these everywhere. Let's just get that going. So one truck loader in each place. Okay, 7,000 each. Watch your funds as the game goes on, and I haven't really mentioned this, your taxes get higher and higher, so you're going to want to be a little bit careful about spending your money eventually, because you're in a race. It's sort of a race against time, if you like, because it just keeps getting higher and higher and more punishing, so you're gonna have to watch that. In the meantime, let's get this sorted out. So now can I connect you up to everything else? Hopefully I can. So will you connect up to here? Okay, and how about here to here? Yep, that looks like that's connected. So then we can just connect across the roadways. Okay, and back. Will this go on the road without problems? Maybe. And then let's just connect it through this. There we are, and we're just going to carry on doing the same thing all the way down. Now the problem here is that I'm actually just I have to be a bit careful. I've got two lines, remember. I've got one coal and one steel, and one iron. So I think what I'm going to do is just break that piece right there. Okay, and we'll have all of these three trucks with our coal line, these three with our iron line, and back around. So if we can actually build a loop here, that would be far more efficient, I would imagine. So what we will probably want to do to build a loop is just to get it coming from here, coming out this side. Let's just clear you. Can we get a loop? Looks like we're going to be able to do that. Maybe. And go this way. Ah, one too many. Go this way. Will you not let me build a loop? Oh, yeah, you will. Okay, good. So that is everything there. And that means if I could put a load point, pickup point. Yeah, so I tend to pick up a point here. Like that. Let's just turn drones off. Scary thought, but turn drones off. And can we... Well, they should already be on. Okay, so we just need to basically add claws. Okay, they are pretty fast. They're going to go around in a loop. And interestingly, can we just keep adding more claws? Yeah, unfortunately though, they're all in one long line. Okay, so you can see they're picking up. And around they go. They should try and unload. If there's a truck in the way, that is. Should be one here. Will you unload nicely? Drones? I guess we can just exclude them now. Drone priority off. Drone priority off. And the same thing here. Drone priority off. Okay, so there we go. We should get to this truck now. Will you unload? Yep. 2, 3. Fine, so that's working, and I think we're going to just want to speed them up. So at that point, I'm not sure what the point of drones is. Maybe someone can say in the comments below, is there a point in keeping drones or just moving across to these? Not sure. Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I think that's pretty much it for today's episode. We've moved across to sort of a nice loading sort of setup. We are going to probably just have just one more thing I should just do. Unload crates. Because we now can pick up from here, I'm just going to make this longer, and then we can have more points to pick up from, and then we can just grab more points here, pick up stop, and put them on to right here. like that. Whoops, like that. And basically if that backs up, they should be able to pick up with every single pass they go through. I.e. the claws are maxed out, so they'll be carrying as much inventory around their system as they can as they're actually cycling around. Right now that means they can carry 2 trucks worth before they have to come back around. So as long as 2 trucks worth is faster than basically our drones can fill them, then everything works. Okay, so from there we'll see you next episode. If anyone's got any comments, put them in the comments down below. If you like the episode, give it a thumbs up, would be appreciated on the channel. But otherwise, as always guys, thanks for watching Automation Empire, and we'll see you next time.